Hello and welcome to episode 79 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I'm your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. The work week is almost over, the weekend is ahead of us, and more importantly, Gambler's Vacation has come to an end. Hope you guys enjoyed your very quiet week with not too many sweats to choose from, but you know what? I'm actually very happy that we have baseball back because I missed getting to choose from 15 different games each day, looking for sharp moves, just the grind of betting baseball every night. I missed it, so I am very happy that we have baseball back in our lives as the All-Star break is over and we're back to our daily grind and daily routine of betting baseball. With that being said, I got a loaded slate for you today, guys. I have a six-pack of MLB sweats today, including a bunch of sharp line moves, couple dogs here. Actually, what I have two dogs. One's more of kind of a pick 'em play. And then also, we're going to fade our favorite starting pitcher to fade. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. Aside from a big baseball slate, we also have some biting in the arena. That's right, UFC is back. If you remember last week, had a bit of a bad beat. Even though we didn't lose, we had a no contest. We got our money back. It was a refunded bet. But you remember our guy, Al Hassan, went out to a big start, and then there were some inadvertent blows to the back of the head, and it was called a no contest. So we're looking at a kind of a knockout win within the first 20 seconds. Instead, again, it could have been a loser. It could have been a disqualification and a loss. But either way, I'm looking to get back into the octagon and sweat some biting, some UFC. And I have a very sharp steam move that I'm going to share with you, including a variable here that I think gives us a great edge for this specific bout. So, with that being said, right back at it, guys. Let's get right back on the horse, get right back to Major League Baseball, and get back to doing what we love to do. So, without further ado, let's get right into MLB. As I mentioned, a six-pack. Tell you what, guys, there's a lot of games that were catching my eye today, and I probably whittled it down. I have 6, which is kind of a lot. I try not to go more than 5, but I said, hey, there's value across the board. Let's try to take advantage and maximize our edge. So, first one on the board here, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Phillies visiting the Pirates, and I'm going to go with the Phils, baby. Give me Philly. I got Philly a little bit earlier today around minus 165. Now they're creeping up, which is a good thing, closer to minus 170. Not a great thing if you haven't bet it yet. But anyway, going into this matchup, the Phillies are 62-34. They did just drop 2 of 3 against the Athletics. I couldn't believe this. They lost their last game before the unofficial end of the first half before the All-Star break. They lost 18-3. They were a minus 245 home favorite, and the Athletics got them. However, on the flip side, the Pirates, 48-48. They're at 500, just swept the White Sox, won that series finale before the break 9-4 as a minus 165 road favorite. So, for tonight's series opener, the Phillies are going to go with righty Aaron Nola, who's 11-4 with a 3.38 ERA. Meanwhile, the Pirates are going to rebuttal with lefty Martin Perez, who's 1-5 with a 5.15 ERA. What have we seen across the market here? Well, if you're like me, and you probably are if you're listening to this pod, you enjoy data-driven, sharp contrarian betting, you probably noticed this big line move over the last 24 hours or so because the Phillies only opened this one at around a minus 135 road favorite. Now they're all the way up to minus 165, even minus 170. So that is a massive, massive 30-35 cent steam move in favor of Philly. Yes, if you're laying it now, you're not getting the best of it, but you're also on the sharp side with no buyback. So that is why I am laying this number with the Phils. Now, the Phillies are getting 85% of bets, but 94% of dollars. So that's a pretty good low bets, higher dollars bet split. Basically tells us that the public's on the Phils, but also smart money is with that big steam move. And we have a lot of system matches on Philly. One would be our road favorites getting 10 cents of steam or more system match. That's 55-33 this year, 62% with a 5% ROI. Phillies, by the way, the best team, or actually second best team as a favorite. When they're favored, they tend to come through for you. 54-26 as a favorite, 68%. I'm going to bank on the Phillies' bats. I'm banking on Nola, obviously, to hopefully pitch a good game. But hopefully the bats of Philly get to Perez today because the Phils are hitting .259 with 118 homers and 477 runs scored. Pittsburgh's hitting .231 with 99 homers and 402 runs scored. Phillies, meanwhile, have some additional betting value as a non-division favorite, with a lack of familiarity benefiting the better team, and correlative betting value favorite in a low total game. Total in this one is 8, although some shops maybe were ticking up toward 8.5 at one point, came back down to 8. Philly, by the way, 15-4 in Nola's 19 starts this year. Pittsburgh is just 4-10 in Perez's 14 starts. And the Phils in particular, again, always look it up. How does a team do if they're facing lefty? The Phils offense, they're hitting .262 against lefties this year. That's the 7th best in Major League Baseball. Phillies, by the way, 25-18 on the road. Pirates, 22-24 at home. So add it all up here, guys. You know, you had me at hello. The great Jerry Maguire quote. You had me at this steam. Let's go Phils, hopefully, to start our day with a winner. I'm on Philadelphia at -165. Keep on cruising. 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Cincinnati and the Washington Nationals. Now, going to this one, the Reds are 47-50. Before the break, they took 2 out of 3 from Miami. Meanwhile, Washington, 44-53. And before the break, they also took 2 out of 3 against Milwaukee. So going to this one, let's look at first the pitching matchup. We have on the bump for the Reds, Frankie Montas, 4-7, 4.38 ERA. And the guy we want to fade, Patrick Corbin. Happy fade Corbin day. Corbin on the year, 1-9, 5.57 ERA. What have we seen across the market here? Well, some good solid movement, sneaky movement, and still a short number in favor of Cincinnati. The Reds open this game as low as a -110, -115 road favorite. Now we're seeing the Reds up to -125. So it tells us we got some good steam hitting Cincinnati. Now the Reds are getting 73% of bets, but 80% of dollars. So kind of a pro and Joe bet split here in their favor. And then a lot of system matches on Cincinnati. Short road favorites -130 or less are sweet spot system. That's 145 and 119, 55% this year with a 3% ROI. Both teams are below 500. Take the favorite. That's 60% this year. Fading Corbin is 14-5 on the year, 74% with a 15% ROI. All these systems would be matching with Cincy. Cincy would also be a non-division favorite, which we like with the lack of familiarity benefiting the team expected to win. And then if you dig a little bit deeper, Cincy's got the better offense. 108 homers, 432 runs scored versus the Nats, 80 homers, 402 runs scored. Also, Cincinnati is 2-1 head-to-head against Washington. Cincy's been even on the road, 22-22, but Washington losing at home, 20-24. But I buried the lead. It's fade Corbin day. Did you guys know that in Corbin's last 11 starts, Washington is 1-10? So I want to continue to bet against Corbin here. In 2 July starts before the break, Corbin had a 6.30 ERA. So once again, short favorite Cincy on the road. They've gotten some steam to tick up here in terms of their price. I want to fade Corbin. I want to go with the steam. Give me the red legs. Shop around. I got the Reds at -125. Keep on cruising. Next one up for you. Let's go to the great state of Ohio. Let's go to Cleveland. It's not Jacobs Field anymore. It's Progressive Field, I believe. But anyway, Padres visiting the Cleveland Guardians. There's a 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. Little background here. Padres, 50-49. Dropped 2 of 3 against the Braves before the break. Lost that finale 6-3 as a +140 home dog. Meanwhile, the Guardians, 58-37, had a great first half, but kind of tailed off a little bit. I think they lost 4 of their last 5. Maybe they needed that All-Star break to get a bit of a breather here. They did lose before the break 2 of 3 against the Rays. Lost 2-0 in the last game before the break as a +110 road dog. So for the Interleague Series opener tonight, Pods are going with righty Matt Waldron, who's 5-8 with a 3.71 ERA. Guardians are going to go with Tanner Beebe, fellow righty, 7-4, 3.77 ERA. What have we seen across the market here? Well, another big steam move in favor of Cleveland. Cleveland opened this game kind of a modest -125 home favorite. Now Cleveland's up to around -155, -160. So about a 25, 30 cent, even 35 cent steam move in favor of the Guardians. Tells me a lot of money came in here on Cleveland. I want to be with that sharp money. Guardians are getting 77% of bets and 82% of dollars. So nice low bets, higher dollars, pro and Joe bet split in addition to that big steam move. Also, Cleveland, value as an interleague favorite, lack of familiarity, benefiting quote-unquote the better team. Cleveland would also have value as a favorite with 10 cents or more steam, playing a team who missed the playoffs the previous year, 161-104, 61% this season, and a favorite with a winning record off a loss, 194-130, 60% as well. Guardians, by the way, just mentioned how the Phillies are great when they're favored. Well, the Guardians are the best chalk team in baseball this year. When they're expected to win, they're 42-18, 70%. Cleveland, as well as that interleague favorite value, also has some correlative betting value as a favorite low total. Total in this one is just 7.5. Some books are 8, 7.5. It's kind of gone back and forth. But the fewer amount of expected runs scored, more likely to come from quote unquote that better team. And also the Guardians, they've been good at home, really good at home. They're the best home team in baseball, by the way. They're 30-11 at home. So you add it all up, big steam, interleague favorite system match. A lot of systems lighting up on the Guardians. I'm going to go Cleveland tonight, guys. Shop around. I was almost going to call them the Tribe. Not anymore. Let's go Guardians. I got the Guardians at -155. Keep on cruising. Now we got some late games here. If you're like me on the East Coast, put on a pot of coffee. We're staying up late on a Friday night. Let's go out to Oakland, where the Angels are visiting the Oakland A's. Now, going into this one, we have the LA Angels 41-55 on the year. Before the break, however, they did take 3 out of 4 against Seattle. Meanwhile, the A's 37-61, and they did take 2 of 3 against Philly. Again, that was surprising that they went to Philly and took 2 out of 3. But anyway, pitching matchup here for tonight. Now, this one is interesting because we don't officially know who the Angels starter is. I saw reports it might be Griffin Canning, but that's unconfirmed. But we know for sure Oakland starter is going to be J.P. Sears, the lefty who's 6-7 with a 4.56 ERA. Now, the first thing I noticed about this game and why I kind of selected and had my eyes focused on this game is that even though it's TBD, undecided, we don't know officially who the Angels pitcher is, this line's moving toward Oakland. So that tells me either wise guys know who it is and they want to bet against him, or they're saying we don't care who the Angels put out there. We like this spot for Oakland here tonight. So if you look at the line movement, even though, again, we don't know who the pitcher is for the Angels, this opened around Oakland, a very short -110 home favorite. Now Oakland is up to -115, -120. So it may only be 5 or 10 cents. But again, the fact that we don't have the pitcher officially yet, wise guys are taking a position, tells me they like Oakland. So this is an action play. You probably hear me say it quite a bit during the baseball season, action versus listed pitcher. 99 times out of 100, you want to go listed pitcher. Because if a guy gets scratched, you want to protect yourself. You can always just rebet the game afterwards. Here's a situation where I'm going to go action. That means regardless of who the starting pitcher is, we're still going to take Oakland. So just keep that in mind. But looking at J.P. Sears a little bit, I like the fact that he's pitched really well in July. In the month of July, he made 2 starts, 0.84 ERA. Back on July 4th, he actually opposed the Angels and went 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs. It was a 5-0 win. And I probably should have led with this, but a great bet split toward Oakland. Oakland is only getting 51% of bets. So the public's down the middle. Angels, Oakland, both losing teams, but Angels have a slightly better record, and they're getting a little plus money. Why not take the Angels, right? However, only 51% of bets on Oakland, but Oakland's getting 80% of dollars. That's a 50-50 line move. Again, line shouldn't move at all in a vacuum based on even tickets, but we know that the bigger, sharper weighters are on Oakland because of the line move and because that 80% of money on Oakland. So that's a plus 30% smart money discrepancy. So that really is what jumped out to me. Don't know for sure who the pitcher is for the Angels, but line keeps creeping up to Oakland. We got some good 50-50 line move as well as good splits on Oakland. I'm going to bank on J.P. Sears and the A's, hopefully to get it done. Again, took 2 out of 3 against Philly. Let's hope that they carry that momentum to tonight. So I'm going to go Oakland, shop around. I got the A's at -115. Keep on cruising. Let's finish our night off with some dogs. Let's get some dogs to bark for us. Houston at the Seattle Mariners. This is a 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. Coming in, Houston is 50-46. Remember, they were below 500 much of the year, so they really turned it on in like June turning into July. I should probably look up those odds to win the AL West because this is going to be probably a close race. Anyway, Seattle 52-46. Seattle, as we mentioned, lost 3 of 4 to the Angels to end the break. Astros lost 2 of 3 against Texas. But going into this one, pitching matchup, we have Hunter Brown for Houston, the righty, 7-6, 4.39 ERA. He was terrible early in the season. He's been pitching much better as of late. More on him in a second. He'll be opposed by fellow righty Luis Castillo, who's 8-9 with a 3.53 ERA. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, the public is going Seattle. They're at home. Again, Castillo's been a pretty good pitcher throughout his whole career. And there's a short number here on Seattle. Seattle opened only -120 at home. However, despite nearly 60% of bets on Seattle, this number has fallen. Seattle's gone from -120 down to like -115, -110. So if nearly 2/3 of bets are on Seattle, shouldn't they be up to -125, -130? Instead, it's going the other way. tells me we got smart money on Houston. So I'm going to go Houston here, guys. They open plus 110. You can shop around, maybe find a minus 102. I see a minus 105 out there. I got a minus 102, but again, shop around, try to get the best number. You actually might get a plus 100, so try to get as close to even money as you can. But a great bet split, only 43% of bets, but 69% of dollars on Houston. So they have a reverse line move. They're also a divisional dog, so that built-in familiarity levels the playing field, benefits the team getting plus money. And Hunter Brown, back in late May, did oppose Seattle, and he pitched well. 6 innings pitch, only gave up 1 run. And he had a 1.16 ERA in June. He had a really good June. And Houston is 6-1 in Brown's last 7 starts. And I'm going to bank on the offense of Houston. Seattle is kind of surprising because their offensive numbers are really bad, yet they're still above 500. But they're only hitting 219 on the year, and they've only scored 379 runs. You look at the Houston Astros, they're hitting 262 with 457 runs scored. And usually Houston puts a lot of guys in the All-Star game. I want to say maybe Yordan Alvarez was the only one, but I think it's a good break for guys like Altuve, Bregman, some of their big boppers to have that break and get re-energized here for tonight. But the moral or the story of this game, guys, is public Seattle, yet lines dropping toward Houston. So I'm going to go Houston here. Again, try to get as close to plus money as you can. I got Houston at minus 102. Then to finish off the night, I'm going to sweat my Boston Red Sox. That's right. Let's go Sox. I actually told my wife that I was going to boycott the Red Sox this year because I hate John Henry, and the guy's a multi-billionaire and yet won't spend any money on the roster. But then I told her the other day, I'm like, man, the Sox, I like what they're doing. They're scrappy this year. They're young. Let's get tickets and go to a game. So I may be ending my boycott. I still hate you, John Henry. Imagine buying the Red Sox for I think he bought them for was it $300 million or $600 million? Now they're worth $4 billion. Anyway, if I was an owner, I'd be a great owner. I'd spend a lot of money and put the best winner I had out there. Anyway, Red Sox at the Dodgers, a rematch of the 2018 World Series. We have the Red Sox coming into this one, 53-42. The Sox took 2 of 3 against the Royals to end the first half. Dodgers, meanwhile, 56-41. They lost 2 of 3 against Detroit, and they actually struggled a little bit to end that first half. They ended up losing, 6 of their last 7. So maybe it's a good time to bet against the Dodgers. Anyway, going to this one, we have Boston going with Nick Pivetta. On the year, Pivetta 4-6, 4.18 ERA. He'll be opposed by Gavin Stone, 9-3, 3.26 ERA. What have we seen across the market here? Well, similar to that Houston-Seattle game, we have the line going in favor of the road dog, even though the home favorite is getting the majority of bets. So the Dodgers are getting 74% of bets, yet they open minus 135. They're down to minus 120. So why is line falling away from the Dodgers if they're the majority bet play tonight? Tells me we got a reverse line move on Boston, who opened getting around plus 120. Now they're down to plus 110. I'm taking that plus 110. Give me Boston here. Only 26% of bets, but nearly 40% of dollars. Good sharp reverse line move. Also a dog high total. Total in this game's 8.5. And then also, if you dig a little bit deeper into the pitchers, I want to bank on Pivetta over Stone. Now, Stone's numbers are better on the year. Mentioned 9-3, 3.26 ERA, but he's a young pitcher, and maybe he's starting to hit a wall because in July, 2 starts before the break, he had a 9.39 ERA. He gave up 8 runs in 7.2 innings pitched. He's been worse at home than on the road. On the road, 2.83 ERA. At home, 3.67. Meanwhile, Nick Pivetta, who's on some good rest, 2.63 ERA in 2 July starts. He's also been better on the road than at home. On the road, Pivetta, 2.97 ERA. At home, 5.50. Also, the Red Sox, 29-17 on the road. And if you didn't know this, they are the second best dog team in baseball. When the Red Sox are a dog, they're 24-21. And if you have a winning record as a dog in a moneyline sport, you're really good. They're only winning 53.3% of the time, but because of those plus money payouts, that's nearly a 18% return on investment. So I'm staying up late. I'm sweating the Sox. Let's go Boston. I got Boston at plus 110. So Red Sox, Houston, Oakland, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Philadelphia. 6-pack. Can we get 4 of those or more? That would be great. Let's try to get 4 and grind out a winning night. Now, to finish up the pod, a little bit of UFC biting in the arena. We have a big UFC card for tomorrow. It is the fight night, Lemos versus John Doroba. And I found a bout that caught my eye for a couple different reasons. So, The one that caught my eye is Dion Barbosa against, I almost remember Leandro Barbosa, played for the Celtics for a hot minute, and the Suns. But anyway, she is fighting Miranda Maverick. This is the women's flyweight. It's in the prelims. So, first thing that caught my eye is a good sharp line move toward Miranda Maverick. I'm going with the Maverick here. Do it for John McCain. But Maverick, open at minus 175. She's up to minus 215. Some shops are even higher, like closer to minus 230. But again, like any sport, especially UFC though, you can have money lines that are vastly different from one book to another. So I was able to get Maverick at minus 215. Now, I'll tell you right now, I did not get this morning that great email that I look forward to every Friday from my guy John Ewing at BetMGM. It sounds like BetMGM had some kind of technical difficulty. I couldn't log into my app. My buddy John Ewing said that his data is down. Something's going on with BetMGM. Hope they can solve that, and it's not a big issue. So we don't have the betting percentages. So I wish Maverick was getting 40% of bets, 80% of money. We don't have that. BetMGM's data is having an issue right now. So this is an old school handicap for me. So number one, we got the line move toward Maverick, minus 175 to minus 215. Secondly, we have a youth advantage. Maverick is 27 years old. Her opponent is 32 years old. Now, she doesn't have the height advantage. She's 5'2". Barbosa is 5'5". And the reach advantage is the same. They're both around 66 inches. But we have the line move, and we have a youth advantage toward Maverick. So let's dig a little bit deeper. Significant strikes per minute. This is important because when you look at a lot of women's bouts, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but a lot of them go to decision. You don't have as much, firepower for knockouts or submissions, so a lot of them go the distance. And that's important because if it goes to the judges, we want to have a better scorecard of more offense. Maverick dishes out 3.8 significant strikes per minute versus only 2.2 for Barbosa, so hopefully that's a benefit. And then allowing significant strikes per minute, how much punishment do you take? Not a huge difference, but Maverick has been better, only giving up 2.6 versus nearly 3 for Barbosa. I was reading about both these fighters a little bit. One thing I'm going to bank on with Maverick is her wrestling. She's really good on the mat. She has a takedown percentage of 46% versus only 25% for Barbosa. And this is kind of a vet versus a prospect bout. The veteran here is actually the younger Boiter, which is Maverick. She's only 27. Her opponent's 32. But Maverick is 6-3 in the UFC. She's 4-1 her last 5 bouts. And she's faced a lot of elite competition. Barbosa's 5 years older, but she's only making her second UFC appearance. So you would think the older person would be the veteran. That's not the case here. It's Maverick who has more experience. And then here's really the cherry on top, why I really like Maverick in this spot. I like Maverick quite a bit because this is a tough spot for Barbosa and a huge benefit toward Maverick, hopefully. Because Barbosa is on short notice. Maverick actually was scheduled to face Cortez, and Cortez got bumped up to face Rose Namajunas last week. So Cortez left the bout, who Maverick was scheduled to fight, and they needed someone to fill in, and they picked Dion Barbosa to fill in. So that's a big, difficulty for Barbosa. Anytime you're a late addition, it's just difficult because you take the fight, you want the opportunity, you want to get paid. You're never going to say no to that if you're the one coming in late. But it's really at a detriment because you hadn't been game planning against that opponent. You're kind of behind the 8 ball. It's almost like the NFL, like playing on a short week. So I want to bet against Barbosa on a late short notice entry. And I want to back Maverick, who's had a full training camp and has, been scheduled and ready to fight this bout, for quite a while here. So even though we don't have these bet splits, because BetMGM, let's say a prayer for BetMGM, something's going on with them. We have a great line move. We have a youth advantage, more offense, better wrestling, more experience, as well as a fade of Barbosa on short notice. So you add it all up here, guys. Let's do it for John McCain, RIP. Let's go Maverick on the money line to win this bite at minus 215. That about does it for episode 79 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast powered by Rhythm. Here's the part of the pod where I ask a favor of you. Could you please make my day and give this podcast a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes? It would really, really make my day. It helps us to rise up the charts, gain more credibility, gain more eyeballs, rise up the ranks. So please give it a 5-star review if you can. And also recommend it to a friend. I love the kind of the friend recommendation. That's the best recommendation that you can have and grow organically. Secondly, have you signed up for your Rhythm 7-day free trial and your Juice Reel 7-day free trial? Well, if you haven't done it yet, go do it right now. All you got to do is click the custom links located in the bio description of this podcast. With Rhythm, obviously, they're fantastic for WNBA, which WNBA, I believe, is off for a bit here for the Olympics. Or is it their All-Star break? I know they don't have a game here in quite a bit, but they do have golf. So I did see Tony Finau had not a great day today, but we used a podcast, I believe, what was it, on Wednesday, to talk about how to use Rhythm to your advantage betting golf. So if you're a golf bettor, take advantage of Rhythm. WNBA is coming back. And I also noticed, I meant to tell you guys this, I was popping open my Rhythm app, and I noticed that NFL and college football, you're starting to get some system matches. So that's pretty cool. Get ready for football season to return. And then, of course, Juice Reel is fantastic for syncing up your sports books. As soon as you bet a game at FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Caesars, ESPN Bet, Fanatics, whoever you bet with, sync your account. You bet it at your book, it automatically goes to Juice Reel. Juice Reel creates a report card. You can learn about yourself as a bettor, which is a great way to improve. Lean on your strengths, know your weaknesses. You have your Robo Jackson best bet picks that come out each day at noon, as well as the Sharp Mush opportunity bets and all the arbitrage opportunities. So go sign up for Juice Reel right now as well. Of course, if you enjoy these breakdowns, you missed maybe the grind of betting baseball every day and you're glad it's back, but more importantly, you enjoy betting in basically from a data-driven perspective where we are acting like Wall Street traders, looking at numbers, leaving our opinions at the door, betting based on where the smart money's going. If this style of betting appeals to you, you're not going to become a millionaire overnight, but it's a grinder mentality, long-term grinding out a profit, then guess what? If you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or you just think I'm a good guy, you want to make my day and make me happy, please go buy my book. Support the team. Go to Amazon.com and type in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. Pick up a copy for you or for a friend. It's got everything I've learned in the industry, how lines are set, how and why they move, how to read line movement, how to locate sharp action, how to go contrarian, how to place a bet in person or online, betting system matches, all included in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. So pick up a copy and give it to that buddy of yours that parlays everything and doubles down and triples down and chases and does all the things that we say not to do in the bankroll management chapter. Lastly, guys, some parting words as always. Whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston or Plainridge Park Casino, or MGM Springfield in my neck of the woods in Massachusetts, or out in the desert where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays jumping in the stadium swim pool at Circa. Wherever it may be, you're going to walk up to me and hopefully show me some MLB winning tickets from tonight. Hopefully show me a Miranda Maverick moneyline ticket for tomorrow. Guess what? First one's on me. Next one's on you. We're going to post about the book, and Sweat Sharp Contrarian plays all night long. So that about does it, everybody. Hope you have a fantastic Friday and an even better weekend. Reminder, no pods on the weekend, so we'll be back at it on Monday. But you can check my Twitter account at Josh_Insights. Give me a follow because I will be writing sharp reports for VSiN.com for both Saturday and Sunday. So you'll get 6 plays this weekend in baseball, 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. So you can catch me on Twitter. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Good luck. And my parting words, as always, stay sharp, stay contrarian, bet against the public, place yourself on the side of the house. Always be with the smart money, never against it. Will smart money win every time? Of course not. If you haven't realized yet, sports betting's kind of hard, which makes you, give you more confidence when you're struggling and gives you a good perspective when you're winning. But here's the thing. We can end up on top if we stay true to the model. We make bets with our head and not our heart, against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So enjoy the sweats, everyone. Have a great Friday. I'll see you back on Monday for episode 80 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody. Have a great weekend.